Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has hit theaters, and I'm just going to say this right out. It's a absolute banger. So, as usual, let's get started, and let's get started with the story. This film's story is very, very simple, but it's also a bit of a spoiler. So to keep it spoiler free, the Guardians track down the High Evolutionary to try and save the Guardians, pretty much. And this film works as a really good send-off to this cast of characters. No wonder that James Gunn has said all the time that this was a trilogy, and it's a perfect bookend for this Guardians saga. We'll get into spoilers later because there's so much to talk about this film with spoilers. So let's leave it at that. Easy, hot pocket or hand grenade score here. Now let's get into the cinematics. This is where James Gunn absolutely shines in all of his spectacle. The fight scenes are amazing, and one thing that I always give props when I see a James Gunn movie is that the soundtrack is always phenomenal. And my favorite part is that whenever a song plays in the movie, it is being played and the characters can hear it too. So, it's not just playing for the audience's sake, it is in the film, characters are listening to it, and that's why the audience is listening to it, which is another level of just bringing the audience into this movie. And there's another thing that I will mention in Spoiler Corner because, oh my god, Spoiler Corner is going to be insane. But it is such a phenomenal storytelling device, and James Gunn always perfectly utilizes it in all of his films, in my opinion. It's such a solid watch. It's never boring. It's heartwarming. It's all, amazing. Hand grenade score. The directing, as mentioned already, the directing is phenomenal. James Gunn may be on the pyramid of comic book movies. He's on the Mount Rushmore of comic book movies. I don't know why I said pyramid. But, he is an amazing... He knows how to use these characters super well. And, yeah, he is next level when it comes to ensemble superhero films. I'm astonished how he keeps one-upping himself every time. Hand grenade score. Acting. Everyone does a fantastic job in this film. It is truly quite an experience. Everyone is probably giving their best Marvel performance. Some characters are a little underutilized. For sure, the main three that come to mind is Cosmo, Kraglin, and Adam Warlock. They're pretty underutilized, but even they, in the minimal screen time that they get, have a good arc, and the actors who are partaking in those roles do a fantastic job. Another easy hand grenade score. Expectations and experience. For context, I saw this twice in the span of 12 hours, just on a whim, and it is phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Everything... I wasn't expecting much from Guardians because I've liked the Guardians movies, but I've never, fell in love with them like everyone else has. But this one I fell in love with because I have a rule in my movie-going experience. If a movie can make me feel emotional and can get me to tear up and make me care for characters enough that I will tear up, it is an instant win for this film. And it doesn't matter if I was any issues I had with the film, doesn't matter because I was emotionally attached. If I get emotionally attached, I can overlook any flaw. Is that a good thing? I don't know. We'll find out. But it is heartwarming, it's heartbreaking, it's heart-stopping, it's heart-starting. It is phenomenal. And seeing it with two different groups of people, the atmosphere was always victorious. It was a blast. A phenomenal time at the movies. Such a great film and experience. And now, here's where we're going to get into Spoiler Corner. this movie has so much to talk about and so much to do. So, for starters, our amazing villain, the High Evolutionary, easily a top 10 Marvel villain, maybe even a top 5. I'm not going to place him specifically because I will always remember other great villains in the MCU. But definitely the best post-Thanos villain, in my opinion. There is no topping him. He is a great villain. He is perfectly acted in his motives and everything that he does by the amazing actor that I'm too scared to pronounce his name. But he was amazing in Peacemaker as well. It's a phenomenal ride that is just amazingly told. And there's all these little nuances and Easter eggs throughout the whole thing. And my favorite is one that I caught when I was watching it. When I saw it the first time, I caught it, but on the second time I actually told it to people, and that is at the ending. You just hear Vin Diesel say, "I love you guys." And some people will be like, "That's weird. All he says is, I am Groot." But I think that is a nod to how we have finally been able to get into the inner circle of trust of learning Groot's language. It's a marker of showing that we have finally experienced and we are a guardian of the galaxy, and that is such a dope way to make that send-off. And another thing in the spoiler corner, and that is the end. The movie sort of advertises to make you think that someone's going to die the whole time. And in my opinion, I was expecting a death, and I'm very, very happy that there wasn't a single character death, major character, one of the Guardians, Nebula, Mantis, Drax, Groot, Rocket, Star-Lord. None of them died. And I think that it was the best way to go. Because I think if there was a character death in this film, it would not have made sense with any of the story arcs that James Gunn had planted in the first Guardians movie. I think this was phenomenally executed. James Gunn knew how to keep true to his work, and it went accordingly. It went perfectly. They handled Gamora perfectly. James Gunn is just a genius, I'll say it. And a spoiler corner. So, in conclusion, this is a hand grenade movie. This is a great movie. Probably the best of the year. Who knows? Comment down below if you're planning on seeing Guardians, or if you've already seen it. Tell me what you liked or didn't like about it. But other than that, subscribe if you're enjoying. And other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.